Hello and welcome back to SiGMA TV. Joining me here today is the globally recognized iGaming expert with decades of experience, frequent speaker at leading events including SiGMA's, founder and CEO of the premier online gaming consulting firm, Hybrid Interaction Ltd. Shahar Attias, it is great to talk to you today.
Good morning and thank you for having me.
No, thank you. I've been looking forward to this call. I'm very enthusiastic about this guy, as our audience could tell. But in order for them to be able to relate, please tell us about yourself, how you got into the iGaming sector in the first place, and how you established the first CRM department in the iGaming industry.
I've started actually, I could say before you were born. It's actually 20 something years ago. I got relocated together with my wife to the Caribbean island of Antigua, working for a company which we didn't actually knew what they're doing. We were just going for a very rigorous selection process. We came to the island and told us, yes, our name is Casino.net. Now they are known as 888, but back then it was a very small company, and we are doing an online casino. And so my only question was, can we do it with our clothes on? And they said yes. So we said, yeah, sure, why not? Let's do that. I was given with a very administrative position, but I came to understand that when I upload the newsletter that we are sending to the clients, I could detect an increase in activity. And I've started to benchmark the different kind of newsletters versus content and see where can I get the spike. And I wasn't writing the newsletter. I wasn't part of any marketing position at all. So I came to management and I said, look, I think I've got something here. Why don't you give me 3 people? And that's all what we're going to do. We're going to send communication to players and try to get them engaged. And back then it was that easy. Like before I finished the sentence, I said, yeah, just take 3 people. And that's how I've actually established the first ever CRM department in iGaming history. So we spent there a couple of years, and then we came back to Israel. I've joined a small startup, maybe you've heard about it, Playtech. I was one of the early employees in one of the largest divisions over there. One of the first employees, and then after 3 years, I've ended up managing between 150 to 200 people. And I got a call from Mishai Schanberg, who wanted to move his business from Canada to the Isle of Man. And then I've joined PokerStars as the head of CRM department. Spent a couple of years as well together with the family. Now we were a family. And then after coming back to Israel, after returning to Israel, I've decided to start working for my own, and I've established iGaming CRM consulting agency, Hybrid Interaction, which is my own business. Ever since then, for the past maybe close to 15 years, I've seen between 100 and 120 iGaming companies from the inside. So it's safe to say that I've seen more iGaming companies from the inside than anybody else in the world.
All right. Now, how is your business structured and what aspect of business development are you currently focused on?
Effectively, most of the business is structured around my key areas of strength, which is iGaming CRM, VIP management, maximizing player lifetime value, everything that has to do with how to run your business in a more efficient manner, and player marketing in general. So I take leadership after affiliates finish their job. So affiliates would send their traffic to the company, to the operator. And once the operator, the B2C company has the player details, then it's CRM's responsibility to take it forward and convert to first deposit, increase engagement and boost loyalty, push players to support players to become VIPs, and reactivate when needed. So that's actually, this is my sphere. But I do run a global network of freelancing experts that I came to be friend with during exhibitions such as SiGMA and others. And we're good friends. We actually run, ever since the coronavirus started, we run a weekly Zoom party every Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Every time we have a different theme, so it could be custom party, it could be crazy hats, it could be bring your own beverage, and we just cover different areas. So we have acquisition experts, we have regulation experts, we have all kinds of people, and together we serve clients to the max.
Now, how are you implementing new ways to segment these super players?
At large, VAPs are, we all know the Pareto rule that 20% of occurrences or the items in a certain database are in charge over 80% of the activity. So for example, in a warehouse, you would find those fast movers right at the entrance where the forklift is, it's faster for the forklift to come and load and unload the items, because 20% of the items are in charge over 80% of the transactions, in, out, in, out. In iGaming, it's slightly different. 0.5%, maybe 1 or 2 percentages of the players are in charge over more than half or maybe 2/3 of the income. So those rare few whales, you could call them, or super players, they are very, very important. And there is an actual need to look at them differently. What I bring to the table with my different approach when it comes to dynamic RFM is not to say, let's focus on those that have deposited 1,000 over their lifetime. Let's not focus on those that have the lifetime value of above this and that. I'm looking at it from a periodical perspective. So I'm looking at those that can meet a certain threshold over time. So for example, who would be my top 10 players month over month over month? So my retention KPI would be not to meet a certain activity level when it comes to number or income, but to say, to look at those that will be part of my top 10 also in the following month and in the following month. So this actually creates a certain threshold that moves along with the business according to how it scales up or down according to environment. But it's quite unique, it's quite different, but it also kind of provide a very powerful tool when it comes to management, because they know that their VIPs continue to be top contributors and do not meet a certain ballpark of income, and then just stay there and nobody push them forward because they are already VIPs.
Now, how do you create personalized deals for the VIP players? Could you take us through how and what the strategy and the process is like?
I believe that the CEO of every iGaming B2C operator company, when they enter the office, they should go to the VIP manager, shake their hands and say, thank you for existing. Okay, so those brilliant VIP managers actually are in charge of, as I said, more than half or 2/3 of the company income. And as such, I really think that we should not only just check their hand, but appreciate their input. They know the players, they speak with them, they know exactly what they want. So effectively, as long as it's within a certain reasonable boundaries of cost versus ROI, they simply can decide whatever they want. So when there's a slight difference in marketing between two very general approaches: ATL above the line and BTL below the line. So with ATL approach, everything that all of your marketing procedures are public and everybody can see what you are about to give back to your customers. So sort of like an airliner miles program. Okay, you know exactly that when you fly that much, you earn so many miles, and with these miles you could do ABC. With a BTL approach, actually you keep your cards close to your chest and you decide every month how much you wish to spend and who do you wish to reward with the budget. So I would say give as much money as possible to those VIP managers, let them decide and let them personalize the deals with the players. So one player could respond better to a weekly cashback program, but one other player would like more reload offers with lower wagering requirements. Who can decide better than the VIP manager who actually speak with them on a daily or weekly basis and know the name of the spouse and the dog's birthday?
Now, what is the relevance of real-time usage of data for player marketing and VIP management?
Real time is the holy grail of player management. It's the best a CRM expert can get. It's absolutely a beast. So the proper way of looking at marketing automation is first of all conduct your activities, optimize them, ensure that your processes are in place. And once you're certain of that, go and look for a tool that can do exactly what you were doing, only with more instances and in real time. So for example, running a certain procedure such as let's look every day at those that have registered yesterday and haven't made a deposit yet. Okay, and then send them an email. Okay. But there's a better option. There could be a functionality that could detect a player that have registered, haven't deposited for 5 minutes and still logged in. Why don't you just simply, launch a pop-up and offer to get a special deal just today? Or instead of waiting for a VIP to be absent for 10 days before trying to send an email and then pick up the phone and call him, if that's a VIP and you detected that he just lost half of his daily deposit in the past 4 minutes, why don't you simply offer a cashback on what he just lost immediately, right now, before he leaves? So when you can apply a real-time tool that could integrate with across all of your data streams, which is the platform and the front end and the gaming the gaming vendors and pretty much everything, and could also trigger bonuses. On the other hand, it integrates with all of your communication channels, such as email and SMS, but also online real-time pop-ups that you have right now. There you go. You don't need to wait for the player to feel dissatisfaction by leaving, unhappy, and you could prevent that. It's called defection detection.
That is such a great insight. How I wish the service industry operates like that. Like once a mistake is committed, maybe in your orders or whatever, they immediately give your cash back, right?
Absolutely, and it doesn't have to be dubbed as cashback, right? I mean, because you don't look for the cashback. You just feel that you've been wronged, right?
Yes.
So if you would get just like the dessert on them, like we're sorry for what happened. Here's the dessert. That's it.
Exactly. Serves as an act of genuine apology.
Or the 10th cocktail for free. Also an option.
Now, what are the main differences that you have noticed between the European market and that of Asia?
I would say the two main differences that I've noticed are well, they both they are both based on a single reason, and that would be regulation. Okay, so the European market is more regulated and it's more by far more experienced when it comes to online activity and access to payment methods and such. So in most of the European markets, you would see some form of regulation, even if it's not market by market, it would be mostly a Malta-based regulation that will enforce some sort of level of trust, as well as nearly any online payment method that exists. While in the Asian market, most of the markets aren't that regulated. There's a lot of usage of cash. And in such an environment, have you heard of the, obviously you know of the junkets. So in the European markets, you would detect a VAP after they register. Okay, so you would a player would register, begin to play, and then say, okay, that's a VAP because he's answering a certain criteria. Okay, early detection of VAPs is a huge issue with online operators. In the Asian markets, you would work with a junket who would know a group of super VIPs, and he will be in charge of telling them today you're playing here, tomorrow you're playing there, and they will direct the traffic. It's sort of an affiliate in a way, but less mass scale, more very one-on-one relationship. And in some cases, it will also be exchange of money in such a way. Okay, so the VIP would pay the junket a certain amount in cash and will receive winnings in cash, and the junket will know how to work with the operator. So it's slightly different. It's less mass scale, less online digital, but obviously the amounts justify this way of activity as well.
Shahar, what do you know now that you wish you knew when you were starting out?
I think this is something that actually I honestly, genuinely came to understand only in the recent couple of years, that saying no could help you scale. Okay? You at certain points in time, you need to pick your projects and say, this one is an energy vampire. You don't want to work with these guys, even though they promise you, loads of cash, but by the end of the day, you know that you're going to end up, walking your butt off without enjoying it. So saying no could lead you to a progress.
Lastly, Shahar, are there any exciting plans in the works for hybrid interaction that you could tell us about?
Yes, definitely. I've worked for a long period of time and quite hard in order to try to. My objective when obviously starting working with the 888 from Antigua, I always wanted to work legally in the US, and this has been some kind of a challenge for me. But for the past year, I'm working also with Hard Rock in Atlantic City in New Jersey. Huge client, amazing brand, and we've been doing a lot of activity together. The reports, public reports, everybody can go and look. We've been growing the business month over month for the past 6, 7, 8 months in a row, and yeah, so the plans are to expand more into the US market, wherever it's legally to work. Hybrid interaction will increase your player value.
That is awesome! Listen, I'm genuinely excited for your projects and for your future plans. It has been great to have catched up with you today, Shahar. I've learned so much. I love your personality, and I hope we can do this again.
Fantastic. Looking forward. Thank you so much.
And that is all for myself and Shahar. We'd love to know how you found this interview, so share your thoughts in the comments below.